the franchise, but I do think that new Jurassic movie is good. It has a lot of actors that I like in it.
Yeah. Well, guys, welcome. We are live. Sorry, I was a little couple minutes behind. I was getting some lunch set up. But yeah, we're here. Okay, I'm not crazy about this overlay. Let's see if we can fix that a little bit. Yeah, no. So there's the predictions are pretty promising. It's looking. Oh, I don't know if I like that one either. Let's try. Yeah, I think it looks. Where is? I saw you've been killing it on your video game videos lately. Oh, I like that. That's kind of better. Oh, your picture is Mantis from Rivals. That's pretty cool. So yeah, so I think the first bit of news I want to break down is that. So I titled this stream. We're gonna talk a lot about Superman in this stream and DC in general because there's a lot of DC stuff to break down. Especially since I haven't seen Chris in a while. I'm seeing so many crazy, so many Superman posters by me. It's crazy. Yeah, man, the hype is real. But one of the first things I want to start with is the dark days are over because one of the first breaking news things I have, one of our first topics today, is Warner Brothers no longer is going to have ownership of DC for their movies.
Oh, wow. Wait, so it's going to a different company?
No, it's just DC Studios is going to be
it's
the
DC
one
Studios. Okay, that's
that
cool.
gets the branding. So
Warner Brothers, fully independent now.
So we're not going to have to worry about with the other films. Let's see. Cecile says Jurassic World Rebirth is a solid movie, better than Dominion. Oh, did you see it? That's good to hear. I didn't think you'd get to see it early. That's cool. But so from what I heard, from what I remember, so it's like it seems like DC Studios, like they're not going to have the Warner Brothers logo on Superman, and I think it's going to go with that for more DC.
That's dope. That's dope.
So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that first, because if you guys remember back with the DC Extended Universe, that was a real problem.
That was the problem, yeah.
Because the execs were meddling. Maybe it's time Disney takes their name off all these Marvel properties. Yeah, I hope so too. They better not buy them. I've been hearing about that shit, and they better not try and buy DC.
I think it would be a big mistake for Sony to try to even buy DC, because I still think Sony is still trying to hold on to the Spider-Verse as long as they can.
Yeah.
So I think we're safe, because I don't think Sony's willing to risk that. And I think after DC will stay independent, because I think it would be dumb for them to be owned by Warner Brothers and then allow themselves to be owned by Sony.
Yeah. It's interesting, and now we're gonna actually get content from DC that we actually want. So
yeah,
I think that's
because that was like a big problem with Warner Bros. Is that there was so much DC content that we could have gotten, but they scrapped it.
Yeah, they scrapped a lot of it, and we don't even know what was good or bad. We just know it was scrapped.
I still think about the guys who made the first Spider-Verse film. They were originally going to do a Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah.
And there were some animation tests that you can Google, and it looked so cool.
For real.
So
they could still do that. That's the thing. They could still actually pull that out.
I think we could have that happen. No, I think they could do something like that. I really don't think Sony. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna buy DC. They don't nearly have enough money that I think that they can even do anything with it. And I think DC can just be an independent company and doesn't need an owner. It doesn't need it. Once they see how much money DC is gonna be, I don't think another company needs to buy them. I think they'll be fine. Okay, Cecile says Tyrone Magnus is making lies saying no one is buying. Yeah, I'm gonna do a video about that today. That was the other one.
This guy. The thing is, funny that you. It's funny that you mentioned that, because
shut his fucking mouth, bro.
I'm sorry. I've
supported him for a long time. I've had him.
Yeah, but some of the stuff that he says is really been ridiculous. Like, especially with Superman and stuff. Like, he talks about not being like the biggest Snyderverse fan and all this and that. But I'm sorry, you haven't said one thing about the negativity that the Snyderverse is spreading for the Superman film. So how can you sit there and be like, oh yeah, Superman, this and that, whatever. You keep saying this stuff about Superman, bro. Wait till the film comes out. Like, it's not long left. We'll just have to wait till we see what they do.
Appreciate that, Anthony. Yeah, no, it's like this is fucking stupid. Tyrone Meg just needs to stop. He can't hide that he's a Snyder fan anymore. Like, he keeps trying to pretend.
You can't hide it. You can't hide it. And the thing is, it's fine to. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with liking the Man of Steel. There's nothing wrong with liking Batman vs Superman. But if we're being honest, just allow change. There's nothing wrong with change sometimes. I
like the films for what they are, but they're not my DC. And so that's all that these people need to accept.
The Snyderverse are not bad superhero films. They're just not really DC accurate.
Yes. They just aren't good storytelling, real focused ones for what we want with our DC characters. It's not good for the IP. And so that's the thing these people don't understand.
The problem with some of these Snyderverse fans is that because of the way that Zack Snyder portrayed Superman in his films, is that they really just want Superman to be the next like Homelander, which that's not the
Superman.
point.
That's not how he is.
No, or like Omni-Man, like
he can't be that. I'm sorry, like
they're just.
And don't get it twisted. Like I love the boys. I love Invincible. But they're made the way that they are because that's what they are. Like, you know what I mean?
No, I agree with you because I think like Homelander and Omni-Man are great characters, but that's because they're written the way that they're supposed to be written. Superman is supposed to be, an actual superhero who's kind.
For all seasons.
That's what they forget.
All-Star Superman influences his Superman. Oh, hold up. Let's see. Someone said something. My new subscriber said something about. Okay, can I see it on the screen here? Oh, it just shows the chats. Oh, Underground's back. Okay, cool. Underground was here earlier. Oh, good. I put it on the screen. Good. I'm going to fix that. Oh, nice. There he is. Okay.
What's up?
We know James Gunn using Superman for all seasons. All-Star Superman influence for his Superman movie. Yes. That is something we know. Let's see part 2. Okay. It's going to take a minute to pull up part 2. What comic would make sense to influence Brave and the Bold for Batman and Wonder Woman movie? Is that recently that was announced? I don't know about Wonder Woman, but I think I can come up with a Batman. Wonder Woman, I would assume anything that's going to be, we definitely need a Flashpoint trilogy or something. I definitely agree with that.
Like I think
eventually we'll get that. I think eventually we'll get
that.
To answer the Wonder Woman. Sorry, I'll make my answer.
You answer the Wonder Woman. Do you want to answer? You go ahead and answer the Wonder Woman one because I don't have anything for the Wonder Woman on the top of my head.
Wonder Woman. So again, I'm not gonna act like I have read her comics really or fully, but I do know I think what James Gunn should take influence is definitely her beginning comics and also her. Didn't she have a TV show? 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what he should take influence from for a little bit.
Yeah, I think there's some good Wonder Woman stories that they'll borrow good influences from. In terms of Batman, I think any of the Batman and Robin comics where it's Batman and Damian, I think are going to be big ones. I also think not necessarily comic but animated stuff. I think he needs to take a lot from Son of Batman, and Batman versus Robin because that's stuff that really hits that kind of storyline. And of course, Grant Morrison is going to be a huge influence for that stuff. We see Diana being born at the we see Diana born at the end of Paradise Lost. Yeah, that's the other thing. So Paradise Lost, guys, is going to be really special because it's going to be about the mascara, but it's going to be like Game of Thrones before Wonder Woman's born and stuff. So
I was just going to say another comic about Wonder Woman that James Gunn should take influence from is a recently new one, and it's called Absolute Wonder Woman, and there's also Absolute Superman and Absolute Batman.
I'm not sure. Okay, let's see what someone said here. Anthony said something again. Let's see. We'll pull it up. Yeah, here we go. It's pulling it up here. It just takes a minute. I'm not sure if this makes sense. Instead of using Diana as the first one, where we see about how about using her mother already experienced as Wonder Woman, then introduce Diana as part of Young Justice. I don't think that's what they're gonna do because they're gonna have Donna Troy. I think what they'll do is Paradise Lost. They're going to establish the mascara themselves, and then Wonder Woman and Diana will get set up towards the end of Paradise Lost many, many years later.
I do think that like in the Wonder Woman movie, we could definitely see like a beginning flashback where it's her mom as Wonder Woman and she's like a little girl.
Yeah.
But she needs to be Diana needs to be a full adult and Wonder Woman for the Justice League team to work.
Yeah, I do kind of want to see the obviously the home where she's from as well, like the women as well, because they never really got portrayed as at all really in like in the first two original ones.
Yeah.
So
I also what I hope what James Gunn does for Wonder Woman is that not make her so focused on Steve. I understand that's her first love
loving that,
but,
yeah.
And I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in the movies, but I'm just saying that she needs to be more than just missing Steve, which was a problem with Gal Gadot's portrayal of Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And also, there's like this one. It's she has like a daughter with Steve named Trinity, and unfortunately, everybody hates that character in the comics. So they probably won't go that route, but they shouldn't go with that route anyway.
Okay. No, because the way I'm thinking, Diana's still growing into her powers, so it would make sense for her to have her mother be the first woman we see in the DCU that Diana over the mantle later on. Yeah, I think that could be possible. That could be very possible. They could do something like that.
They could do something with that, but it would have to be a very good. It would have to be a good time skip.
Yeah, and I think they could do that. I mean, if they touch on things like that in Paradise Lost and build on that stuff, it is very possible. Let's see. Someone said Retrolite said, I could see that. I wouldn't mind Diana having one breast as well as getting injured makes it a bit different from live action stuff. Yeah, that would be interesting. That I don't know how they would handle that, but it's possible. They could do something interesting there. Yeah, I think they're going to do some great things with Wonder Woman. I think they know they're going to do something different. And I think Kenna's point about Steve Trevor is great because I do think that while Steve Trevor will probably appear, I don't think that when we've seen DC before, they didn't know how to write these characters. So
yeah, it wasn't the main. He shouldn't be the main focus. You know?
I think here you're going to have such good writing, and so I think you'll have those things done properly. So I don't think you have to worry about that. I really don't. I think that will be just fine. So I think Diana will be pretty good, and I think that they'll handle that well. And yeah, the idea of like if they do a time skip and they show some time with her mother, I mean that's possible. It's possible.
I just know that like they have a lot of pressure with how they portray Wonder Woman because she's been done dirty so many times, which is crazy because she's like the top 3, arguably the top 3 DC character. So yeah, just a lot of pressure for James Gunn a little bit, but I'm sure he'll handle it.
That's a good idea. Keep Steve Trevor till Justice League and then he dies. Yeah, you could do that way. Build it out more. Don't have Steve die right away. You could definitely do that. I kind of like that. Okay, let's see. We had another comment from Anthony.
Or I would have preferred
Brainiac kills him and Wonder Woman. Oh, that would be good. I like that.
That would be good. I also I think maybe it might be the best route for you have, Steve show up on the Amazonian island and, introduce Wonder Woman to like the man world, but I think maybe instead of having them be dating, they're just like really good friends. I think that might be better.
I think they will date. Because I think they just want to be comic book accurate, but I think they'll just handle it differently.
Yeah. No, I'm not against the dating. I'm just saying the different ways they could do it.
Yeah.
The thing is, you're not going to have the same problems you had previously because you have stronger writers. They're going to make that relationship actually work and make sense. And not be an over-obsession thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so Anthony says, the Justice League I want to have in this universe for James Gunn doesn't involve the Flash. I want Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, John Stewart, Green Lantern, and Oliver. Okay. Now, some people are going to have different opinions on that because I know a lot of people love the Flash. I could see the Flash, like depending on what they do. yes, I want Flash to be in part of the Justice League,
Yeah.
but he doesn't need to be there for the first one. If they want to bring him into the second film, they could.
Yeah.
I like this lineup because it's different than ones we've had before. I definitely like
My
this
thing
one.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite is. Oh, what did you
I
say,
was just
Kevin?
gonna say my thing on the Flash is that I definitely think he will pop up eventually and will be in the Justice League soon. But I do think it's smart to like not have him show up for a while, especially after the horrible Ezra Miller Flash movie. So I think everyone's like a little fatigued.
They could wait a little bit on Flash, I think. The thing I love about this Justice League here, though, and this is something that I think some people might have controversial opinions unless they touch on it in Lanterns. I love that he says adding, like, obviously on this roster it doesn't have Canary, but that doesn't mean that Canary couldn't come later.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of. Well, I mean, the Justice League is pretty big as it is, isn't it? So
what I think that James Gunn should do to be smart to make DC. Obviously, I don't want to compare DC and Marvel, but one mistake that I think Marvel makes is, even though in Age of Ultron they tried to bring it back and tried to put him in the center spotlight, I want to see DC prove that even someone that doesn't have powers, like we have Batman, right? Batman's a great character, well written, right? But I want to see, just like how they with the Arrowverse, they basically built Oliver as like this, just like Tony Stark in the MCU, they built him as the center of that whole Arrowverse, right? I want to see, especially after seeing what he was as like an actual leader in, like, even though the Arrowverse stuff was always the best, when it was at its best, and that Oliver wasn't like the same Oliver I think we'll get comic book Oliver.
Yeah.
But when we get comic book Oliver, one of the things I love about this is like we're probably not going to get Hal Jordan and Oliver's relationship from the comics because we're getting an older Hal.
Yeah.
But we could get Oliver mentoring John, and I really want that. So
that'd be cool.
I personally am for this. And like I said, with this team, like obviously your pillars are going to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. But I still want to see a world where people will debate over and over again about who's better, Hawkeye, Green Arrow. Green Arrow is better because Green Arrow is more interesting, and like so he fits more for being an actual team member of these teams because he has something to contribute.
That's what I'm saying. Hawkeye was he was a lone wolf a lot of the time.
Oliver is a lot more intelligent. Like they can use him in a lot more integrated, exciting ways. So I'm all for Oliver being in the first Justice League movie. I think James Gunn loves Oliver, and I think he wants him there. So I'm for
I mean, if they go with Flash anyway, it's kind of like typical move because obviously everybody's going to be more inclined to watch. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, really. But
they could eventually go with Flash. Have you heard of the movie? This great movie called 12 Rounds, 2009, starring John Cena. I've never heard of that one. I want a live-action Lobo TV show. Yeah, I'm sure Jason Momoa wants that too, and I would not mind that. Hold up. Someone said about the Flash. I also wanted to bring up something about. I'm glad Retrolab mentions the world's finest thing. No, I didn't skip your message. I answered it. I said I haven't seen the movie. Let me see. Yeah, the first one here. Yeah, I haven't seen. I haven't heard of the great movie called 12 Rounds. Is it any good, Cecile? This one says, okay, I think the Flash was the first. Is going to be Wally West because I think Barry is retired as Flash by the time we get introduced to the Flower. That could be. I do think we'll see just similar to Hal Jordan. I think we're going to see an older Barry for a little bit, and he won't be the main Flash, but he'll be kind of utilized in a unique way to mentor Wally. I think that's kind of the route they'll go. And then Retrolad said, I have Barry stuck in the Speed Force. Wally is the new Flash. Yeah, that's a good idea. Let's have him stuck in the Speed Force.
That'd be cool.
And then Wally's the new Fast. World's Finest is going to make money. Yes. I wanted to talk to you guys about this. I'm doing a video today, and I want to talk about this with you guys. I saw an image, and I'm going to be honest. So I don't know if you guys saw a picture. Let's see if I can. I wonder if I can pull it up on Twitter. We'll pull it up later. But one thing I wanted to talk about is I saw that Brandon, what's his the popular fan cast for Batman? Brandon, something with an S, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to look up his name later. But like, he apparently has a new action thriller movie coming out, and you know what's really weird?
What?
His he's going to be very in a lot of these action scenes, and he posted a picture of his physique, like working out in the gym.
Mhm.
And if you look at comic book covers, you know what's starting to seem pretty likely now.
Yeah, he looks like Batman.
I'm kind of starting to come to the kind of starting to come around to him being Batman, man. I saw the look at his physique, and I'm kind of like, okay, is this the Batman we get? I'm not
who's this now?
Brendan Scanar, I think is how you say his name. With an S. Let me see if I can find a picture of him. I can't remember how you say his name. But he's popular. Like, people are going crazy for this guy on Twitter. So he came out. So he was in. I think World's Finest is gonna make a lot of money retro. And I think those two teaming up is gonna be crazy if it's done properly, right?
Oh, okay. I'm looking at him now. Okay.
You're looking at him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on Twitter right now too. Like, there was some stuff about him. You see, let me take my camera off for a minute and see if I can find this. Okay. 1 second. I want to pull this up. Oh yeah, I found the image of it. We're good. Because someone shared it. So let's see. Can I pull this up? Yeah. So I found this one here. I think I found it. World's Finest is definitely going to make money. Yeah, I didn't skip your question, Cecile. I answered it. So I don't know why you're saying if I skipped it, because I just said I haven't seen it, and I don't think anyone else knew what that one was either. Oh, I don't want that one. That's not what I want. So I guess I'm trying to put something on the screen for us real quick.
Cool.
To answer Anthony about Damian and how old he is, I think he should be like 13 starting out, and then we see him grow up.
Yeah, we see him grow because Damian, because if they do him as an adult, he's gonna have to be ruthless straight away. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, Anthony said, "I want Alan Richardson as Batman." Oh yeah, you know, me and Joe have been talking about Alan Richardson as Batman for a long while. So yeah, that'll be cool. It kind of makes sense because he is an older guy. He does seem like
Alan's definitely my first pick too. But I'm very open to. It can literally be anyone.
Yeah, as long as he just feels like Bruce Wayne and Batman, I'm cool.
I want Alan as Batman. I can believe him as the person that can beat people up, and the only problem is you can pull off the chemistry of Bruce. Yeah, I mean that won't be a problem. So I wanted to show you guys this. So this is him like working for some project, and so he looked like he just worked out and like built some pretty good physique. And there's an image here. Let's see if I can open it on the tab. Of like comic book Bruce, and when they pull this up, he was working on, so he's getting that Batman physique, and then so there's this image here of Bruce from the comics, and so they're just showing like the training and stuff. But I still am of the favor, like even though I see people post about this guy, and I'm sure like everyone wants. The problem is everyone wants a younger. For some reason, everyone just desires a younger Batman. I don't know why. They do. Yeah. It's weird in my opinion, but it is what it is. Okay, how do we get this thing out of here? Okay.
To continue about Damian's age with Anthony. Again, I don't really see an issue with either having Damian be 13 or 17 because Damian in the Son of Batman, he's already he is 13 while Dick Grayson's already Nightwing in that universe. So I think it wouldn't cause that issue with the age gaps between him and the other Robins.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I don't hate the idea that he's already a teenager either. I think either way it will work out fine.
Oh, you saw that movie Underground? That's pretty interesting. So Underground says
so because like in James, so if Damian's already born, right? He's like 12. It's been a while. Dick Grayson's Nightwing. Jason Todd's already the Red Hood, right? Yeah, he would have to be. Yeah, Red Hood, and then Tim Drake's Red Robin, and then Damian, right? So yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay to have Damian be 13 already. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah, okay, so, but that's the problem. By the time we meet Batman and all his previous Robins and the own superheroes already So wouldn't it make sense to have him be 17 or
18. You could, you could play it on both really. Either 18, it's either he's young or it's either he's really young or he's kind of adapting into adult life kind of thing. Because
well, the thing about Damien is that he's a character who is very young, but he's forced to grow up really fast because he was raised in the Assassins.
Oh yeah, true.
Already, so that's where the dynamic comes in with him learning patience through having Batman be his mentor instead of
I think
Ra's
that
al Ghul.
I think if it makes sense for him to be younger,
make him younger so he can be brattier.
No, I didn't see that commercial on the. Yeah, he'll be younger and brattier. I think your joke's funny, Anthony, but yeah, I think we already got him as Peacemaker. We're good. We don't need to worry about that one. That's a funny one though that you said that. I think when they do Bane, they're gonna get someone much bigger, so you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think Bane's gonna be.
No, but it's I think the Damien thing. I think the biggest thing that people that they don't factor in is like, yeah, Damien's always been young, and so no matter what point in the timeline, and James Gunn even debunked that some people thought Batman was gonna because they I think people read too much into the Batman is older than Superman comics, right?
Yeah.
There are people saying by Creature Commando's logic that that Batman had been active with the whole metahuman thing. The Batman was already active for 15 years, and James Gunn pretty much said that that's not the case, and that it seems like so he's been active. I think he's definitely been Batman longer than Superman's been Superman, but
yeah, for sure,
I don't think it's going to be as crazy as people think. Like,
nah,
we know in Superman that Clark is Superman for 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm going to predict that I think Batman at most, because it just says he doesn't say a lot older, he says a little older. So
yeah,
to me, experienced when you think of like timeline, right? For instance, in the Arrowverse, they originally built the point when they went longer than 5 seasons. They built Oliver's character arc around 5 seasons because he was on the island for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
So I think Bruce will have 5 years experience, because to be where Bruce is at this stage, have a kid and everything else, I think 5 years would make sense.
Yeah, 5. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5 years, because Superman is just starting out, but I think when we see Batman,
even with him being older, like I was more so thinking maybe like he's 10 years, he's at least like a year.
They could do that too.
He's like in his early 40s. I always imagine Superman with that. Obviously, right now he's in his early 30s. I was picturing Batman to be more like in his early 40s. I wasn't thinking like 50 or 60 odd years old like that. So I don't know. Maybe I think people are just looking into it a bit too much. Like maybe like I wouldn't say go crazy far ahead. Like he's 60 years old, nearly old.
Okay, for 8 years would make sense too. I could see that. That's interesting.
But I'd say between 5 and 10 at least. Like,
yeah, I like what this guy says. So he says, I think Damien needs a stable mentor figure, maybe using Stephanie Brown or Barbara as the mentor figure because of his mother, and that is a stable. Yeah, I mean his mother is not stable, so I could see something like Barbara or Stephanie being there to kind of balance that out. I think that'd be cool.
I can see.
I like that. Let's see. So he says about Superman. I think Superman has been Superman around the same amount of years that the robbers' parents of Batman and Batman has been Batman. So this Bruce is going to be Batman for 8 years. Interesting. I think 8 years makes sense. We know it's confirmed that Clark's only been Superman for 3 years. So if in those 3 years that Batman's parents were murdered, that's possible. I'm not against that plan, but I do like comparing Robert Pattinson's Batman to this new Batman in the DCU. I do like the idea that Batman should be. I think in the Batman, did they say it was that our Bruce was 3 years or what, similar to Superman?
Batman 2022, like 2 years.
Oh yeah, it was only 2 years.
Batman?
Yeah, it's like
so Matt Reeves' Batman is only 2 years. So it's one less year than how Superman is. So Superman is 1 year more experienced right now than how Bruce in Matt's world is. Hey Brandon. So I would say 8 years is a really good, because I think 8 years that also gives us the right amount of time for the best candidate. Now let me clarify. David's version of Superman is going to be starring as career like you see with Pattinson in the Batman universe. Yeah, I think so too. I think that will definitely boost him up quite a bit. I agree with that for sure. I mean, in fact, I saw an ad yesterday that made me really excited. And, I think the 8 years is great because I still think I haven't nailed down an exact age, but we know that when they finished filming Superman or that started filming, David is 31, Clark is 31. So I think Bruce is going to be, I think Bruce is going to be 35 to 40 still. I think that's still my prediction.
Yeah, that's
still
where
I'm kind of at.
Sense.
Right. Yeah, I think I don't have an exact age nailed, but I think in between that window of 35 to 40 is the way to go. Are you making now the only problem with that is if we find out that he's younger than 40, then Alan's immediately out of the running, which does kind of suck.
Brandon,
because Alan's in his 40s.
Brandon said, "Are you making predictions of heroes and villains that will be in the DCU next in Phase 2?"
I mean, I'm always open to it. I personally, Brandon, and I'm just going to be real with you, I want to see where Chapter 1's formation is first. Yeah, we can do that underground. We'll focus on our Superman films today, and we can do Supergirl another time. Do you have... To me, having Bruce have a kid 5 years into his career wouldn't make sense because he still is in his late 20s, early 30s. So I think waiting 8 years so he could be around late 30s and early. Yes, that's what I'm saying too. I think that even though I thought like the pitch of 5 years, I think it makes sense for it to be 8 years because I think 8 years is he's been Batman for more than enough time to have a kid and everything has been the way it is, and I think that time span is the perfect amount of actor choice.
Yeah, he's like a lot more established as well.
40s. Yeah, because I do think that Batman will be one of the more established characters in this universe. Like they're all going to be established. But one of the things we got to talk about is James Gunn said yesterday that Superman is going to open Superman is going to open like with a Star Wars type of intro, where through the beginning of the movie you're going to get to see kind of what's been active in the DCU since we start this world. So I don't know if that means we're going to get an opening crawl or if that means that you're just going to explore all the different stuff that's happened in this time period. But I think that's really interesting. I like that. And then Retrolad said, I would call Chapter 2 Past and Future. You could have year one characters for games and future projects like Justice. I really hope they do that. I think the idea of exploring the past of these characters in games is a really cool idea. Like, I really do like that.
Yeah, I feel
because I feel like you can establish people. You can establish people for normies. You can establish these movies for people that that know who these characters are already and just kind of get the gist of where these characters are at in their story now. But then if people who really love these characters like us want to know more about their backstory, we can play these games to explore that more.
Yeah.
But it's not like needed information. But it's like that we want to. To me, I think they're going to introduce the League of Assassins without the supernatural aspect in the Batman universe with Matt Reeves, but more as an intelligence network. They could do that, but here's the thing. I really do think that even though there are some characters that have similarities, I do not think that Matt Reeves wants to do the League of Assassins.
Nah.
Because I just think that James Gunn is immediately going for the League of Assassins right away.
Yeah.
Like, I think that Raven the Bold, the main villains are the League of Assassins.
Yeah, that makes sense to be there, yeah.
Like, I think 100% that
makes sense. It's more of a connection.
Especially if you guys have read Grant. Yeah, especially if you guys have read Grant Morrison's run. I think like that idea is interesting and it is possible.
Yeah.
But like Matt Reeves is gonna cook something we couldn't expect.
I think the rumors were for Matt. Like I think he's more focused on like villains who are like not so much that they're established, but they don't get spoken about as much in the like Batman universe. So like,
I think he kind of
Core of
wants to
Owls
stick
could be
with
the
more
direction
of
that he
the.
could go into. I think the Core of Owls would be a good direction for Matt Reeves, honestly.
And then that's gonna be interesting because James Gunn, they're gonna do both, and I do think the DCU will eventually adapt Court of Owls as well because they need the ties to Court of Owls to do Damian and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
In fact, I've been toying around with an idea lately. But let me answer these questions real quick. You guys, honest opinion, how do you ground a character like Mr. Freeze into into Matt's Reeves universe? Well, here's how you do it. He's just a guy with an ice gun.
Yeah.
That's not not grounded. It's not.
And
that,
you gotta remember he was
a
a scientist before the accident anyway. So like he's pretty much grounded. Like they could either go the route of like let's say for example like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 for example, how like obviously Electro was like this bum type of like electrician or scientist that didn't even know he was a nobody. Or they could go with the established Mr. Freeze. He's got his works, he's built himself up. And then the accident happens. Nora's in hospital. She's obviously dying due to the illness or whatever, and things like that. So Mr. Freeze is pretty grounded. He's not like one of those villains that's like, oh, like he has something like major, but that still doesn't take away like the great character that he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Retchlad, Arkham DCU TV show have each character telling their story. Joker, the last character for the finale. I like that idea if they do that. I think that'd be interesting. Also, Zach Invader Zim says, also, I wonder if they make some kind of reference to Scooby-Doo reference, especially with Crypto. Well, James Gunn did make those movies.
That'd be funny.
So it's not out of the possibility. Hold on, we're getting a lot of questions here. Brandon said something about, he wants to talk about the Martin Cove news. Yeah, we can talk about that. Don't know if you read the news, but apparently John Kreese's actor Martin Cove had suspicious behavior. Sensei Kim's actress Summer Khan in Washington State. Should Kreese? Oh, have you not finished Cobra Kai, Brandon? This doesn't matter. Like, it sucks that this guy is kind of a piece of work and kind of a crazy person. But here's the thing. How do I say this without spoiling it? Brandon, you haven't finished Cobra Kai, right? I'm trying to think how to explain this to him because people hadn't watched it. I don't want to ruin it for people. But
recasting Kreese though.
I'm trying to think how to dance around this question, like because he's asking to be recast, and I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think you need that.
They've already done the young backstory.
Is anybody in here that has? Is anybody in who hasn't seen Cobra Kai that actually cares about? Because I'm going to drop a pretty big spoiler. But to be fair, Cobra Kai season 6 has been out for over
it's been months.
Now,
yeah, it's been
5 months.
Some months now.
So I guess to be fair, I'm giving you your warning, but you've been warned. So if you guys have a problem with it, I gave you your warning. So they won't recast Kreese because he's no more, Brandon. Season 6 ended his character. His arc is over.
Now, if they want to do a younger Kreese, they could, but I feel like they covered enough of that.
Yeah, we have the younger actors.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
We don't need to worry about Martin Cove.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about Martin Cove with that stuff.
And we've covered that as well.
It's time for Azrael versus Batman in a live-action film. I'd love to see
Azrael versus Batman.
See this. I like this. Hold up. Let's hear what this says here. 1 second. All right. We're answering all of these, I promise. See, we didn't have to worry about topics. They're bringing the topics to us.
For real.
I've been saying this after the Penguins' success. I think HBO is going to do series following Harvey Dent as Gotham DA and the Gotham PD in between Batman 1 and 2.
Ooh,
I want that.
That'll be interesting.
I think Two-Face getting a show would absolutely slap.
That would be sick.
I would love that.
And then obviously,
I'm all for that.
Becomes Two-Face without even Batman being in it. I think that would be dope.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. I love that idea.
Take the formula what you did with the Penguin
great.
And make that as Harvey Dent. Yeah, that'd be dope.
Well, that's what we got Max for, man. We just got Max to make good stuff. The next thing we got from Brandon is I got messages from the Power Chef from Underground. I saw the ending of Cobra Kai, but it's sad John Kreese's actor is another bad guy like Amber Heard. And yeah, I know. Saying that they're
Wait, so what happened with the actor? Because I'm not too much into.
I'll explain it. Okay,
going
so
on. What happened to the
basically,
actor?
because there was an update to it as well. So yesterday we
Yeah.
found out, TMZ reported that at a SummerCon, Hannah Kim, who plays Sensei Kim, Alicia Hannah Kim, and Martin Cove were at an event, and supposedly Martin Cove bit Hannah and nearly drew blood.
Wow.
But apparently we got an update today that she's not going to press charges because according to Martin, it was like one of those like twisted Joker things where he thought he was, I guess, joking around or something. But I don't know how you make that joking around, but apparently so.
I know what you mean.
No, but I agree, Brandon. I'll be honest, like, even though I'm getting ready to interview William Christopher Ford, I'm open to interviewing lots of different Cobra Kai actors. I'm really not seeing myself in the future that I want to do an interview with Martin Cove because I really liked that. I really thought he was a good person, and after seeing this little thing happen, I'm not really a big fan of him anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Someone said, okay, Retrolad added something more about the Two-Face thing. You could have Two-Face episode in Arkham telling his origin. They all break out, end of the show. It'd be a limited show. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Get another drink. I'll be right back. If there's any chats in the comments, you guys can do the best to answer them, and I'll try and give my input to them.
100%. Yeah. I think to add to that, the Arkham TV show, I think that'll be interesting for Harvey Dent because I think Harvey Dent, but I don't even know, is Harvey Dent even established as a lawyer yet in this Batman universe?
I remember I was talking to Joey about this, and I'm pretty sure in Penguin season 1 he mentions the DA, and I think he doesn't say Harvey Dent, but I think it's supposed to be like heavily implied that it's him.
Okay.
Because Harvey Dent becomes the DA. For Anthony. Yeah.
We'll answer these in a minute.
Okay. Anthony says, for the DCU, do you guys want to do a grounded portion of the universe, a supernatural, and maybe in intergalactic space stuff? I think what I really want for James Gunn's DCU is like have it be fantastical, because I love the Matt Reeves Batman universe, but overall I'm kind of getting tired of making superheroes be quote unquote more realistic, because I think that defeats the whole purpose of them.
I think there will be. Here's the way I look at it, right? Because they made a great point about this with lanterns, right? I don't know if you guys have been reading some of the articles about lanterns, but so the way I see it, the way I see it is you got to go mostly supernatural, because we're gonna have like John Constantine in here. We're gonna have all these different crazy characters, and every single time we've done Batman in a film universe, they always want to make Batman so grounded, and I do think that there will be grounded aspects, even though we're getting the Batman. I still think that there will be a portion where grounded can cross over into fantastical, but I think fantastical will be fantastical and supernatural and intergalactic. I think DC will be able to handle tone better than Marvel, and you'll be able to have a tone, and you'll know that each film feels unique. Like you're watching Clayface, oh, this is horror. Oh, you're watching Lanterns, it's gonna feel like Old Country for Men meets like Buddy Cop meets like Top Gun meets science fiction. Like you're gonna have those.
I think with like the whole grounded aspect of like making certain, like the grounded aspect can only really work for like guys like Batman and Green Arrow, because they're the ones that don't necessarily have powers in a sense like that.
But they can
if we're talking
ways
like
to make them.
they
can
obviously
ways to make them
utilize
still
like
fit
you know what I mean, to still do what they need to do. But if we're
they
talking
can do
like
things like that, I feel like they can do things that can make those characters that are grounded do things that make them fantastic. Like Batman.
But if we're talking like other heroes, I think other heroes need to be fantastical and quite doing what they need to do, because
overall, I think it's going to be fantastical, supernatural, and then certain aspects of characters. Like we're going to get stuff like we're going to get Green Arrow doing hand-to-hand combat on a rooftop of some criminal. You're going to get Batman chasing some criminal hand-to-hand combat. Like Batman's not gonna be shooting lasers out of his fist or anything. He might have a kryptonite ring. He might use a lantern ring at some point, but he's not gonna like be superpowered all the time. That's not gonna be his default setting.
Of course, yeah.
So Martin Kove is 78. He has never shown any suspicious behavior in the past. Yes, that is true. So this is the first, which is crazy to me. So I wonder if he just went crazy, but I don't know. And then here we have, it doesn't make sense to have Harvey in Arkham already if he's still the DA because at the end of the last Batman movie, you see him taking over the previous guy who got killed. That's true. Because that's the thing that people don't understand. Harvey would be DA first. He doesn't serve an Arkham sentence until he becomes a villain.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, no, he would be a normal person first. I think Harvey will be in Batman 2 as a lawyer. Yeah, I think that could happen. Like, we don't know what Matt Reeves is cooking, but I think based on the ending of the first movie, I think that could definitely happen.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's a good take, Retro Lad. Oh, we got 7 people in here. All right, let's see. Next up, let's look at this one real quick because Invader Zim said something pretty cool. As DC and fan, you'll really love this. There's an active audio of Mark Hamill, Invader Zim voice, because yet at one point Zim was going to be voice. Oh, that's pretty sick, man. Cool. I didn't know that. I love Mark Hamill, man.
I like Mark Hamill.
He's done some weird shit, but I got a lot of respect for Mark Hamill. Even through some of his crazy days, if he was at a con, I still would want him.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If I met him, I definitely got to hear the Joker voice in person. You know, I'd be more jazzed about meeting him, and like when I remember him for his roles as much as I always remember him for Luke Skywalker. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'd be more. I'll always remember him more as animated and Arkham Joker than I will ever. Like, obviously, Luke Skywalker will always be iconic. Will always be
for real.
Most iconic.
But yeah, animated wise, we're gonna be talking Joker. You know, that's gonna be the centerpiece.
But even in Arkham, like I even love in Arkham City, one of the greatest games of all time. Him clapping and just like, tonight's the big show.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so good. That game is so good. I love that game. I got to stream more DC Universe. Oh, holy crap. We got a lot of shit now. Arkham Knight turned 10. Oh, maybe I'll have to stream Arkham Knight today, man. Then. I haven't played that.
That's really turned 10 years now.
We got a lot of shit.
What's up, Batman? Okay, see this.
Let's see. With how serious Batman usually is, I want to see how he deals with absurdity around him with all the superpowered people, maybe the Green Lantern and that Nathan Fillion is playing. Oh, I want him to punch Guy Gardner in the face.
I think,
like,
I can see that. I can see that happening, bro.
Like when they announced
I can tell this guy, I feel like this
Gardner,
Guy Gardner in the Superman film is just going to be such a prick, man. Like, honestly, I can just see it.
Want Superman to, I know we're supposed to look at Superman as a hopeful, happy character, but I want Superman to absolutely deck him in the face. Like, just like, this guy does not shut up. Okay, one of our friends asked me about Rivals tonight. Let me see. I was going to play tonight, so let's see. Yeah, man, we'll definitely play tonight. Let's see. Silver St. Cloud. Put Silver St. Cloud in the DCU. Who's Silver St. Cloud? Is that an actor? I'm not familiar with that name.
That name doesn't ring a bell.
Anthony, I'm talking about DCU, Chip-Face, Ben Arkham. Yeah, that makes sense, Retrolite. Yeah, there are 2 different versions. That's something people need to accept is that James Gunn has said that that Matt and him are going to share villains. So you can expect. I know people don't like that he's in there when he was teased in the Batman, but I think we are going to have to come to the reality that at some point, either Batman 3 or 4, if they do that many, for the Batman universe, you're going to have Barry, whatever his name is from Eternals, be Joker for the Matt Reeves universe, but then you're going to also have a new Joker in the DCU. I think that's unaffordable that they tease that character. You know eventually that Matt is going to do something with that character.
Oh, so Silver St. Cloud is, I think it's Batman. It's Bruce Wayne's love interest in the comics, apparently.
Oh, that's a character.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of her.
I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think that'll be cool because when it comes to love interest for Batman, I feel like we always focus on like Selena or Talia or so having someone that's just kind of like regular but then also consistent. Yeah, I guess say Clark would be that.
Welcome, Chosen. Okay.
Oh,
Wait, we got lots of pop-ups today. We're getting so many messages, and I'm trying to answer everything all at once. Okay, let's see. Brandon, are you Retrolad? Brandon wants to direct that Retrolad. Are you disappointed that John Kreese actor Martin Kove ruined his whole celebrity status with Sensei Kim actress Elisa Hannah Kim? Retrolad says, okay. Oh shit, we got a lot of shit going on. He says, I don't really care, honestly, Bran. I'm done with Cobra Kai and Karate Kid stuff. Yeah, I understand. Oh, you'll be there? Sounds good, man. He's talking about Rivals. And then you sent the wiki about it, or I'll have to read up on that later. Guys, since we keep getting introduced to Crypto in Superman movie, do you think we'll get introduced to Ace the Bat Hound and Brave and the Bold? Oh, absolutely. I mean,
Possibly.
yo, that'd be cool.
We're going full on fantastical. You know you're going to get... Oh, dude. World's Finest is going to make even more money now. Because you know what you're going to have? You're going to have Batman and Superman out there, and then Crypto and Batman and Ace is going to be dressed in the bat suit, and they're going to go out crime fighting together. It's going to be awesome.
That'll be dope.
I'm all for it, man. It's going to be like we're living in the golden age of all this great stuff. It's just so good.
Oh, by the way, did
Oh,
you
Jeff
see
Stewart
when
was in Gotham TV show. Oh, I haven't watched Gotham in a while. That's pretty crazy. Let's see. Brandon says, Mark Hamill's Joker laugh as terrifying as every version. Joker, Tim Drake, and Joker in Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, Joker, Birds of the Prey show, Joker, Justice League Unlimited. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been like that laugh is crazy, man.
Really kind of. You say Bat Cow.
Oh, what the heck?
The whole Bat family of the PCU. Oh yeah, you better believe it. We're getting the whole Bat family. It's about damn time.
Yeah, we need to get the Bat family,
Did
man. We need to.
Did he post something new, Quan?
Oh yeah, I saw the Ultraman photo, Quan. I think that's what you're referring to, right?
Oh yeah, I saw the Ultraman.
Bro, that
Bat Cow is real.
Bro, someone said the design looks so bad on Twitter. I saw like someone said
For Ultraman?
yeah, someone said it looks so terrible.
What they don't understand is that's Ultraman after what's happened.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I feel like people are like getting confused a little bit on how
They don't get it because what happened with Ultraman is like what they revealed, and James Gunn hasn't revealed it yet. But I'm gonna guess, even though Ultraman will be pretty powerful, I think Superman's gonna knock the snot out of him, and that's why he's gonna look like that. This might be the most hyped I've been for any Superman fight scenes in a Superman movie ever. Like, man, dude, the fights in this movie look good.
Yeah,
I will actually.
I mean, everything. Hold up. Cecile says Craig Perry confirmed that a 7th Final Destination film is in development now. I still haven't seen the new one.
Yeah, I ain't even seen that new one yet, man.
Although I do have an update for you guys. I will finally be watching 2 movies on streaming that I didn't get to see in theaters today.
What's that?
I'm finally going to watch Minecraft and Snow White today.
Oh, you're watching? Okay.
Get good reviews out on it, man. Let the word. Got to tell everyone what happens.
Yeah, no, for real. I hear it.
Chosen, share your Twitter for James Gunn Marvel update, or for DC and Marvel updates. Yeah, that's a good idea. Retro, you should. Oh, you got the screen.
I'm just gonna
share
share
stuff?
something random. Yeah.
I think. Okay, let me see. I can do it on here. I think Ace will be just as loyal dog as he has always been. Yeah, I believe that. He's loyal. Okay, let's put Chosen's thing up here.
I'm just playing something random. I don't. Yeah.
You don't have anything big to show us? We got 9 people in here.
Hold on one second.
I would rewatch the episode in Batman Beyond where Ace gets kidnapped. And Terry has to save him. That's how he should be portrayed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, to answer that question, Retro with that one. Yeah, thanks for the good luck, man. The content's gonna be fire, man. I'm gonna be ripping the shit out of that thing fully apart. You have no idea. The clips for that one's gonna be hilarious. I'm gonna do the whole black and white filter. The fuck is this shit, man? What? What? Why's Dopey talking? What?
Yeah, it's a shame that unfortunately that film is. You know, I ain't gonna bother myself really, but yeah.
I don't.
I
think,
can't see.
I don't think absolute Wonder Woman in the way they're writing the mythology, but yes, Wonder Woman should have been edgy in that version. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't think. Oh, I see. You guys are talking about that. Okay. Version is not. Hopefully that like they're portraying every character true to the way that you want to portray them. What is this from? Is this from? I can't read what it says. This is about Fantastic Four. New sneak peek.
It's a new.
Okay, we finally gonna see Galactus finally. Okay.
I hope we see a new shot of him. Just like at least one more shot. Just one more shot of God.
Yeah, for real. I don't want to see no serious. I don't want to see no popcorn bucket with his face on it, man.
No
I'm sorry, like seriously.
I mean, I just want. I don't even need to
That's
see
ridiculous.
Galactus' final
That's
design.
bad,
Just let me
man.
hear some.
That is
Just
bad.
let me hear some lines. Just let me hear some lines about.
That is
from
so
him.
bad. Like, how do you have a popcorn bucket with his face on it, but then you don't even show what he actually looks
I
like?
think I know why, and I have. Here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. I think I know why, and I feel like this is perfect. As much as I love Galactus, I feel like if they show a lot of Galactus, you're gonna basically see the whole movie from a trailer, just from a trailer, basically.
Yeah,
Because that's been gonna happen with
You think 'cause
Marvel.
I just think because he's in that little of the movie. That's what I think it is. It proves that he's not in a lot of the movie.
I just think we should.
Did you hear that Marge?
Yeah.
Did you hear that Marge Simpson died in the latest episode? The character, not the voice. Wow, I'm not caught up on the Simpsons.
Yeah,
but
I've
holy
watched
crap,
Simpsons
that's
since like
crazy.
16, 17. So
Did you read my comic? Yeah, I did, Brandon, about Joker. That's pretty crazy, man. I love Joker from all those iterations. That was definitely a pretty terrifying version, Brandon. Yeah, no, when it comes to Galactus, it's
We
like
need to hear his voice.
yeah, we need to hear something, man.
yeah.
We need to hear something. I think.
But the elephant in the room, since we're on Marvel news, how are we all feeling about Spider-Man Brand New Day?
I'm looking forward. Didn't they just announce Punisher could be in it, or is going to be in it? Or something?
Yeah, I was about to. I know you weren't here this time, so I wanted to talk to you about it. See what your thoughts were.
I think that's a good move because the only thing I can say is that I hope Peter. I hope in this one Spider-Man hates the Punisher because that's everything that he represents the opposite of what Spider-Man does, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I want them to do the banter where I want it to be similar to what they did in Daredevil episode 4. I want it to be like really like make it in a way where Spider-Man is not wanting. Oh yeah, there's Spidey. Make it where he's not trying to kill anyone, right?
Yeah.
And like Frank tries to kill someone, and Spider-Man gets in his way, and then you have Frank go over to him and be like, "You get my way, what?"
I do think Punisher should call him Web.
Yeah, Web.
Yes,
yeah.
I wanted to call him Web, man. I mean, we have Red. We need
we
Web.
need Web,
Now,
yeah.
here's the thing I'll say. Okay, I know it's crazy, but even though this is going to tie to Doomsday, can I throw a wild thing out here, guys? I'm going to say something, and I know they're not going to confirm it and probably going to save it as a surprise.
Yeah.
With the timeline, with them tying this into the Devil Reign storyline, which they said Brand New Day, Spider-Man, Spider-Man Brand New Day, Daredevil Born Again, and Punisher special. I'm going to throw out something wild that I told my sister about yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I do not think that Daredevil is in Doomsday. I think he is in Brand New Day, and he just hasn't been announced yet. I think Daredevil's coming too. Because this movie, to me, from all the updates we're getting, Dustin Daniel Cretton said he wouldn't do this movie if it wasn't street level.
Yeah, so
And
it has to have,
perfect.
see Daredevil.
You're perfect street level movie. Like, I'll be honest, okay? Let's be real. This is what I see happening, and I think you guys are gonna freak out, right? Can you guys imagine if Spider-Man Brand New Day? We know we have the Hulk to deal with. You have this team. You have Spider-Man, Daredevil, and there's already supposed to be a lot of villains in this movie. So you have Spider-Man, Daredevil, Punisher, which is how you balance that out. Is whenever they had other villains in other Spider-Man movies, they only ever had just Spider-Man, and that struggles. But with this, it's perfect. And what would be even more perfect is I think there's one more character here that's still rumored to appear that's going to definitely be in this movie, considering the director. I still think Shang-Chi is in this movie.
What?
I believe that to my. And if I get a Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher team up with Shang-Chi there, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not happy with Marvel right now, but they can take my fucking money.
That's you know what?
Oh
I'm
yeah,
gonna say something
that'll be
crazy.
awesome. That'll
I'm
be
gonna say
awesome to
something
see.
crazy. If that's true,
Yeah.
Joe, I'm gonna say something wild. People might call me crazy for this.
Yeah.
I think that team up will
Yeah.
be way better than the 3 Spider-Man team up in No Way Home.
Hands down, bro.
Oh yeah, because no, but you know what it is.
Imagine-
The thing is, this street level thing is expected. Like we can expect this. Like Spider-Man, Daredevil, that's always been a combo in the comics. Like them two teaming up. Yeah, but with the Punisher as well, it makes it different, and it gives it like a different thing on the trio.
I
Now,
understand,
when it comes to like the 3
my
Spider-Man,
comment was unpopular.
it's not like it's not.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy, Rich.
It's not bad, but
Also,
we expected
you
it.
guys see?
But it was kind of one of those things. It was just like where, because they're hiding it so much, we know where they're gonna be there. Like that's the thing.
Well, did you guys also see? Did you guys also see that Marvel Rivals, because they're showing new skins we're getting? Marvel Rivals is getting born again Punishers coming to Rivals.
Well,
As much as I love Spider-Man, Disney's not getting my money. I understand, Retrolad. Like, so I think
You
that's
know, the
pretty
one thing
cool.
I will say, Rechad, the one thing I will say, I am kind of worried. I'm glad you said this, Rechad. I am a little worried because as much as I love Punisher being this man, I am a little worried. And maybe this is just me. I
mean, there's a
hope they don't
chance
tone
Disney
down.
can mess it up.
Please don't tone down Punisher in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I do not want to see a
Look. As much as like Disney could meddle, and there's a lot of bad things that could happen, I feel like we gotta trust Dustin Daniel Cretton that he's not gonna let them mess with his movie.
I just want Sony. I'm not worried about that's the thing. I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about Sony because they're the
Let's
company.
not
on
have
this.
Sony interfere. Like, make sure that they better just collect their money and move about their
Yeah,
day.
the thing is not, but I also heard that the Spider-Man rights might be going back to Marvel anyway because Sony,
Which is good. It's about time.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make
When they
sense
make
for them
this
to.
movie-
It doesn't make sense for them to have it.
I
so.
know. Here's the thing. I know it's impossible, but can they make this movie rated R? I want a rated R
They
Spider-Man.
will rate it R. They will tone it down for kids. I mean,
Oh
yeah,
man, that's
I can see it. I mean, okay, if the Punisher's in this,
either way, you're not going to win. But what they got to do is just make it where it makes sense, right? So, like, you could tone it down a little bit, but it won't destroy the character, right? Like, I think a lot of people, when they think Punisher, they think a PG-13 Punisher is worse than, like, is on the same level as, like, a PG-13 Deadpool, right? But
yeah.
you're going to get a Deadpool that's PG-13 in Doomsday and Secret Wars. So you're going to have to accept that. But when it comes to Punisher, yes, he's an ultra-violent character. But we have seen epic PG-13 violence handled very brutally. Like, you can do it.
I mean, a good example is let me see, Captain America versus Winter Soldier.
Very, very brutal, very well handled.
Yeah, true.
Good stuff in Civil War as well.
Well, of course, especially what happened with Bucky, and definitely.
Yeah, I think they can do it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as big an issue.
I think they can pull it. Yeah, I think they can pull it off. I think.
Speaking of Mark Hamill, did you know he voiced other big roles, media like Captain Sticky Beard in Codename, Kid Next Door, Hobgoblin in the '90s, Spider-Man, and Skips and Regular.
Oh yeah, I remember Hobgoblin in '90s Spider-Man.
I didn't know about Hobgoblin. That's freaking awesome because of the fact
Yeah,
that
he did it. Like, it did. Like when obviously when you're young, you don't really understand it, but as you get older, you hear the voice again.
He was Joker
It makes
earlier. It
sense.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Going, if you try to be Green Goblin, then make him Hobgoblin. Why not?
Yeah, word.
I knew I recognized that laugh from somewhere when I watched animated.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm saying. It sounds so familiar now. But
I heard about this whole Sinners thing where they're saying, "Oh, he's like, oh, I'm not saying they won't be." I'm like, it's kind of funny he said this, considering. I mean, did you forget that Michael B. Jordan's already been in both films? Like, he's already been in Black Panther 1 and Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
Well, the statement doesn't really make sense to me because it's like he's already been in there. All right, let's see. Shane, does Rick know that you're alive? I saw the comments underground. You make me laugh, bro.
I mean, Davies at 5.5%.
You know what I heard?
How is this possible? Because people haven't watched it yet. Only a few.
Yeah, people haven't even seen it yet. What going like? What?
Yeah, some people did though. Some people did see it, guys. I've seen people. They already
I
had watched.
do want to
Oh
let
yeah,
you
it
guys,
did come out today, innit?
I do want to let you know on the front of this show, since this has been released, that I've made an executive decision that I'm going to tell you guys about right now.
Mm.
I will not be doing Disney watch parties unless it's for certain projects, but I will be reviewing all of this content, right?
But
So I'm going
you
to
know
watch
that-
I'm going to watch Ironheart, but I don't want Disney getting the exposure of like my live streams being able to elevate their shows in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what I did hear about this show, and I'm actually kind of disappointed now. I heard someone said
I
the
heard the
hood
hood's
is.
a letdown. I heard the hood's a letdown. I'm pissed.
Yeah, like I was like, bro, are you serious?
I just wanted to
Yeah.
see the hood popping people off with guns, man. That's all I wanted. and I couldn't get that. It's like, why? But we're getting Mephisto,
Yeah.
so I guess I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Yes, we'll give it a chance. I mean,
I've waited for Mephisto since they jerked us around in WandaVision, so I want to see it. What would have been really funny is if Mark Hamill voiced Zim, is that it would have been the second time a character played by Mark Hamill destroyed a Galactic. Oh no, that's hilarious. Oh yeah, no, I've started. That's interesting. What does it say about Thor here?
get a new costume. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
We heard about that. Yeah, that's been in
I
the
want
works.
Ultimate Thor. I want Ultimate Thor. I want to keep the beard, and I want to lose the cape, and I want to get the sleeveless costume. Like
Yeah.
Ultimate Thor. Let the long like short hair, fucking Stormbreaker, and just rocking it out, man. I'm down. The Lion King is 31 years old today. Crazy. Oh yeah, I heard about this deleted scene from Thunderbolts. That's interesting.
He's seen. Okay.
It's interesting. It's just like he's just kind of chilling there. And then he walks back to the door.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's such a go-to character, John Walker, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he was good. I like this. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that they got that deleted scene. Oh yeah, the Blu-ray's probably gonna be coming out any minute now. Now what's this we got? New.
It's
I
been
can't.
working out. Jeez, boy.
Is this him just getting ripped?
Yeah.
Okay, I got a good feeling, man. I think we're gonna get this best damn version of Thor that we want for this movie.
Hopefully.
We need good Thor, bro.
Yeah.
We need-
Herbie, I freaking love Herbie. Like
Mr.
Herbie-
Rhodes, you did it once. You did it once. Can you do it again? Can you make Thor even better than he was before? Like, I don't know if you can top. I told you you die for that, man. But I hope you do something.
W character, by the way. I think this character is gonna carry
Herbie's gonna be
Fantastic
cool?
Four.
Maybe he carries the movie,
Yeah.
man.
this Fantastic Four is good. I just hope.
I want the MCU Infinity Saga 4K box set, but it's expensive. Yeah, man, you got to save up your money. What are they saying about Fantastic Four here?
Saying obviously the disgruntlement around the casting than anything I've ever done.
No,
It's
we ain't
too
getting
old.
that shit underground. Don't worry. Oh, it said casting. Oh, is this? Was they talking about this?
Yeah, so this is what Pedro said, isn't it? He's like, I'm more aware of disgruntlement around my casting than anything I've ever done. He's too old. He's not right. He needs to shave. I mean,
I don't want him to shave. I want him to fucking grow a real beard, not just a mustache.
yeah, like it's either you grow the beard or you just cut it off.
Yeah, it's either it's
And be
beard or
the
nothing. Yeah, I
skinless
heard
Reed,
about-
because Reed looks calm as like with beard, or he looks skin or without, or just regular
Yeah.
like face.
I like
That's
this
it,
one
you
here
know.
about I like this one here about what they're saying about how the whole cast went over to RDJ's house for homework.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
let's
I don't
see.
think it means anything, but it's interesting.
Yeah. Ryan Coogler has confirmed that Jake Schreier will be the director of the upcoming X-Men reboot. Okay.
So he's still basically saying that that's happening.
Wait, because didn't he direct Thunderbolts? The Jake.
Yeah, that's what people have been
Okay.
excited.
I think that'll be cool. I
I'm
think that'll
checking
be
just a sec, which I haven't really been looking into MCU in a few days. Just want to see what's been going on. Wait, what is this? Ryan Coogler hints at how Ironheart will tie into Avengers Doomsday. I see. We didn't know it was going to be Doctor Doom and the Avengers when we first started. And he's a guy on publishing who's most famous for fusing technology and magic. It's a great sample of things that.
I get it. I get it. And it's one of the most recent shows as well.
So I do think maybe we'll get some sort of like hint to Doomsday in the show.
I think there's going to be a few hints. Like we got the Doomsday hint with.
Here's something they got to do because it's almost but they have to establish at some point that Doom in this universe, the Doom that is going to be played by RDJ, has to know Mephisto. Like, they have to establish that they've met. Because it's I think Doom will suck. Yeah, I know. I don't want to go to that route. I will say this. I will say this, Retrolad. I know I'm very hyped about everything DC right now more than I am Marvel. Even though I love characters like Daredevil and all the other characters, I will say this, and I've said it before, and I'm going to make a video about it today to explain it further. If this RDJ Doom thing is as bad as everyone else has been saying it is, and if this is the worst portrayal of Doom, worse than anything else that we've ever had, I will walk away from the MCU forever. That will be it for me, because
there's no way. I'm sorry. There's no way it's worse than
this character is so good, and if you with your agendas and your want to make the villain the hero nonsense, if you ruin Doom, I'm done. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Joe. There's no way. Here's the thing, Joe. There's no way. If somehow, some way they make it worse than a Doom from Finn Four Stick, no way, bro. No way. It's worse.
Yeah, I think that Marvel, like they can't mess up on Doomsday. They can't mess up on Secret Wars. They can't. They don't have the time or room to do that now. Like this isn't the start of like the MCU where you could make certain mistakes and let it ride. This is the time to make a break.
The backlash is going to be so bad because I'm telling you, bro, if we just end Doomsday with the inkling of like Doom choke slamming Peter to the ground and just like, oh, dude, just the chills I would get, being to like I need Doom to be the most ruthless villain that we've ever seen, and I need to see it. Like
I think what we need to see, Joe, is, and I agree with that. What we need to see is that I think he needs to kill one of the Avengers.
Well, what I want him to do, what he has to do for sure, because I think he's going to kill a couple of them. What I want him to do for sure is I want Ant-Man to get cocky, and I want Ant-Man to be like, "No, don't worry, I beat Kang. We got this." And then everyone else is looking at Scott like Scott, no, this isn't the type of person you want to mess with. And then just like in 5 seconds, you just get Doom just ending Scott for good. Just like, Ant-Man dying in that way would be insane.
And then Doom's like, "I'm not Kang. I'm Doom."
Yeah, imagine he keeps trying to change his size, and Doom just smashes the thing and can't even touch him. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
I want Doom.
Man.
Do you guys play Ultimate Alliance?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I want Doom from Ultimate Alliance 1, bro.
I feel you.
Like the one that has like the Odin Force, and like I really hope, even though it doesn't sound like he's gonna die in this film because they're doing Thor 5, I really hope that the fight between Doom and Thor is even better than Doom and Thanos. Or not Doom and Thanos, Thanos and Thor, right? Like I need that shit like bad.
What I
really want to see is I want to see Thor reunite with Loki and get to see this new version of Loki. And right as they're getting all comfy with each other, even though he won't die, Loki's basically like taken out of the picture and loses his powers. And then we get Emperor Doom, and just to imagine like Thor losing, like just seeing Loki in a happy moment, he effed everything up. Like his presence would be just insane. What does it say about Fantastic Four here?
Bro, wait. Wasn't this movie 2 hours? Wait, wasn't this movie 2 hours? I swear it was. Or am I tripping?
They add extra time to it?
Yeah, they said no. They said it was 2 hours. I thought it was 2 hours flat, or 2 hours and 10, or something like that.
I guess they cut out a little bit of the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy on Retrolite. He just pops up everywhere. I saw a video where he was interviewing with Soups, and he just pops up. Oh, did you hear about this, guys, with this stuff with these trailers?
Well, the AI generated
AI
stuff.
these AI trailers, YouTube is now like basically
Yeah.
making them like illegal. They're gonna shut down all these AI channels
Yeah.
because these trailers. Because you know what's happening, and I don't want to be.
Yeah, they're making it look like it's the official stuff, and it's not. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
it's
not only
not that.
that, not only are they making it look official, but they're making the trailer come out for a while look better than the actual real trailers that are coming out. So it's just kind of rough.
Yeah, this design doesn't even look that bad. I feel like people are over.
I think it's just him. It's
reacting.
after he's gotten fucked up.
Yeah, because I think he looks different before, right? I swear he looks different before this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they already showed in the trailer that with him being unmasked, I think he got fucked up and had to unmask because his face got trashed. That was loud. Oh yeah, from this is one of the interviews. Oh, I love seeing him on.
Yeah.
Dude, people getting hyped is so good.
Man's in Brazil, you know. Boy.
Yeah, then Brazil. You got
He's promoting,
crypto.
no? Hey, he's doing this thing, man. When it comes, man. Looking forward to this.
That's nice photo. I love this.
Yeah, that's
poster.
dope. That's a sick poster.
Bro, that
That's
poster is so good.
That's sick.
I think it looks really unique because in the bottom you have some of the other characters, right? And then in the middle, in the front, you have Superman. This is how posters should look, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been hearing about the test screenings for Superman. People are actually liking it and stuff. So
Well,
Yeah, I heard the first.
I've heard some positive test screenings, so that's good.
Yeah, people are loving the
You can
first
only
30 minutes.
you can only expect good things, man. We
How
can
do you
only
guys think the movie's? How do you think the movie's gonna start?
Well, the start.
Yeah,
I think it was. I feel like it's gonna start with like his dad, him and his dad. I feel like I could see that. I could see that being the start of it, and then kind of just going into him in the city, trying to like get used to everything of like being working at the Daily Planet and stuff. So those two could be the.
This
starting
poster is very
things.
Christopher Reeves retro. Yeah, man.
Or they
James
could
Gunn
go straight
said
into him being
trailers-
Superman and shit, and then just
James Gunn
like that.
said the trailers and the TV spots are all in the beginning. Superman, that's good for no spoilers, smart marketing, and people love the first 30 minutes. Yeah, man. I even saw a couple of the TV spots and I thought I'd be worried about it. But man, it's hype, bro. Like, do you guys see the TV spot that came out yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Dude, I love this scene. I love the scene where Lex Luthor's talking down to Superman, and Superman gets up to him, and he's like, "This is why I think David Cornsweet's gonna crush it." He's like,
Yeah.
"Your obsession with me is a little creepy." in
Yeah.
his Superman voice.
I know.
And
And the
then
thing
editor-
is, yeah, and the
And
thing
then
is
the
as
thing,
well.
the thing to me that is Superman. The thing. Oh, I want to talk about this in a minute because I have a prediction about when this scene is taking place. But so I think they will start of him going to the Daily Planet. That would make sense. But the thing I
Yeah.
love is like the scene where Lex is in the building and Superman is like he gets ready to look up and he's calling out Lex and he's like, "Hey buddy," he's just smiling and he goes fly up. It's like that's Superman, bro. Like just the energy. And did you read what James Gunn says he wants people to take away from this film? He says this film being a beacon of hope, you should walk away from this film like it should make you to want to be a better person. Like how generational this movie is going to be for people. It's
That's
so much
dope,
more than
yeah.
a comic book movie. It's
That
just gonna
represents Superman's whole mantle of hope and peace and stuff. So
like you see
Like-
this character, and it's not like, oh, that's a cool character. It's like you want to be Superman. Like you're gonna want to lead this. You
Yeah.
want to be the best version of yourself.
exactly. That's like watching the Christopher Reeve stuff, man. That's how I felt
Mhm.
watching that stuff. Like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's what we want. That's what happens. This is why the Snyderverse fans are being silly, because this is what
Yep.
Superman represents.
They don't understand Superman.
This is
bro. They
what he
don't get it.
represents. This is why I think like a lot of them don't read the comics and they're like, "Oh, Superman's too comedic." And I'm sorry, but since when was Superman not? Superman to me was like, when it comes to his comedy, it's different. It's compared to how we see it, like in the.
So with this shot that they changed, that they fixed, right? So it will be father-son themed as well and family. Agreed. So this So this scene here that's happening, right, when they fix the shot, which looks beautiful,
Yeah.
I think, oh, did we lose someone? Okay. Thought something dropped. 1 second. What's going on? Okay, I was opening it up. Oh, that's the Thor thing. What thing did I miss? Yeah, the father-son theme. I think this scene is going to have... Whoa, what happened to the thing? My screen just... Oh, it changed my screen. Okay, that's okay. I think this scene that Chosen had up on the screen, because I guess Chosen got kicked out. Oh, he lost Chosen. That's what happened. I was like, all right, we just had him and then we lost him. But I think that scene of Superman is either going to be where it's the very end of the movie and he's feeling confident and he knows who he is and he's going to just start to be the hero that we all know him to be. Or 2, that's the beginning of third act and he's feeling courageous and feeling confident and ready to save the day.
For real.
So I think with this being an early Superman movie, I think you're going to see the struggles of the Clark Kent Superman identity.
Yeah, 100%.
And you're going to see that stuff. And then James Gunn, and so then when you have this, when you get to Superman, you're gonna feel like by the end of this movie that he feels confident as our Superman, and you know where he is at, and we actually get to see his arc come full circle.
Yeah, I think what I liked that James Gunn said as well, because there was always this like, I think for years, people have said this, like even before like the Man of Steel and stuff. Yeah, people said for years that Superman's too powerful. Can't we see him get like beaten up and thrown around a bit? So now that James Gunn has said like this Superman will lose certain aspects in this movie, like I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't mind seeing a hero getting beaten up every now and then because that's just what it is, isn't it? So they're not always going to win. You know what I'm saying?
Did you like he doesn't like the idea of power skill stuff? He even says even though we view these characters as gods and all these other things,
I understand it.
They're not going to make be super overpowered like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that was one of the biggest complaints in the DC universe, that Superman was too overpowered. And now that he's getting beaten up and stuff, people are, oh, what? This never happened in the Man of Steel. I'm like, what do you guys want then? Because you guys complained about him being too powerful and getting beaten up and not getting beaten up enough. Now that he's getting actual beaten up and actually like having struggles and stuff with being a superhero, this is what you guys wanted. Yeah, this is what a lot of you wanted. A lot of people asked for this now. So now what is it?
Exactly. Okay, so it says, question, are they portraying the androids in the Fortress of Solitude how sarcastic the main one is going to fix Superman up after he injects him? Is that how he is in the comics? I would assume so.
Yeah,
I think because the amount of ranchy jokes that were in Guardians of the Galaxy, I think people thought he was going to do that with Superman. They don't understand. That's the thing they don't understand.
No. Guardians is different from Superman.
Check Instagram group chat that Superman 2025 poster represents. I'll look at that in a minute. Superman fans are bipolar. They don't know exactly what they want. They complain what he's too overpowered. He's not relatable. They complain when he is relatable but underpowered.
Yeah.
There needs to be a balance so that there can be winning.
That's what I'm saying. There has to be a balance of that, because I'm sorry, but like his only weak. Like the thing is, people look at Superman, and I remember for the longest, my biggest gripe was that Superman has like his only weakness was kryptonite. But in the comics, we know that Superman, his weakness is not just only kryptonite, it's magic. There's some other aspects and stuff as well that can actually stop him and harness his power, like the red lights, the red beams, for example, that Lex Luthor does. It knocks off his powers. You know what I mean? Like in Superman and Lois, that's what he did. That's what Lex Luthor did. He used the red beam, knocked off his powers, said, "No, you got to fight like a human to beat me." Yeah, so that's what it is. So he does have weaknesses that you can implement to make it like where it makes sense and it works for it. But a lot of these people, I'm sorry, but a lot of these Superman fans, they don't seem like, I don't feel like they're comic book fans, because they would know this if this is the case, if they love Superman the way that they do.
They want to pretend because it sounds cool to be like, when you get these impact, like, comics and like, oh, you can read you can read a Wikipedia and see this thing. Chris, what people forget is even Supes at himself says he is not the most dangerous superhero in the DC universe. Batman is. Yes,
This is Batman.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
That's
100%.
what
Yeah.
people think even with powers, you know, they don't understand that even though powers are important to make people great characters, the character that we have to worry about becoming a villain or like changing their perspective on things or actually like is the most
It's
dangerous
Batman, bro.
is if Batman loses his way. That's the problem.
Yeah, because if Batman loses his way, it's a long day.
Yeah, even though Batman doesn't have powers, he has access to things. He knows all these heroes' weaknesses.
Exactly, bro. You know what I mean?
Justice League stuff. Batman's got the kryptonite. He can find magic. He can get a power ring and mess up Superman. He can. Find
he's got the He's got Talia. He's got the Fountain of Youth and all that, man. He's got that. He's got that there at his disposal. So if he wanted to turn the block and say, "Look, I can take this. I can use this to start doing whatever I need to do," then that's it. It's game over. So yeah, you're right. Like Superman, that's the thing. Like Superman even said himself, like Batman, he's not the strongest. He's not the most dangerous or strongest. But he's the strongest, but he's not the most dangerous hero. You know what I mean?
You got to worry about Batman because the intelligence and the fact that he can figure his way out of like having all those situations.
Yeah, for real. Because like even
I just can't stop thinking about when Retro was talking about James Gunn keeps appearing at all these different like premieres for all this press for Superman. And I just keep imagining like James Gunn has like his own like Batman utility belt, and he has like smoke pellets and like the grappling hook. And he's just going from So just make a picture of that, just like memeing it up, just like, oh my god, dude, that'd be funny. James Gunn just jumping in the city,
and that's the thing from like, you know, we want superheroes to have their moments of weakness where we see them like struggle and suffer like and all this and that, because you know, just like because it's like even in Marvel, like people like I always said, like I think for the longest time, if you've read the comics, people have said that like even in Marvel particularly, like there's always been that argument, like is Spider-Man one of the strongest Avengers? And a lot of people would say yes because of his smarts, what he does, what he represents, how his spider strength plays into a lot of his things. Not even just his powers, but it also is down to like his human abilities, like his smartness, everything like that, because he's science heavy. Like a lot of the stuff that goes into like what happens in like Marvel and stuff is science. Spider-Man knows science, and if he gets hold of that symbiote, it's game over, because that will bring out all his darkness, plus there's high up his sense of smartness. Like it's done. So you have to be careful.
Okay, yeah, I see what. Interesting. Anthony asked us another question. How do you guys think they're gonna do that storyline where Batman basically has backup plans for when the other superheroes around him in Justice League get too powerful? It's not necessarily they get too powerful. It's not necessarily they get too powerful. It's when something happens that could corrupt them, right?
Yeah.
So like, if Sean gets pulled into one of Sinestro's trap and he turns him into a Yellow Lantern or something like that, then we have to worry about John because the Lanterns are incredibly powerful. So then we got, and the answer to that is Batman will just get a Green Lantern ring and combat the Yellow Ring, like, because that's just the best way to do it. And then with Wonder Woman, he knows how to deal with her. He's been able to combat that before. Superman, like we know, he's got both an access to know how to do magical items, but also he's got more than enough kryptonite. For me, I think the most powerful superhero in Marvel is Captain America, because he knows that absolute power can corrupt people, and power absolutely can corrupt. Yes, from that logic, it's right. But
understandable. I get that. Yeah.
But power-wise, there are characters that are stronger.
Yeah, probably more stronger. Yeah, they are. They are.
But interesting. Retro, I brought up an interesting controversial topics about our favorite little Snow White.
Rachel Zegler. What did she say now?
You better be joking. Now it's rumored that Rachel Zegler might be starring in The Sound of Music, playing the role made popular by Julie Andrews. The Sound of Music is a classic. Oh God, I like Rachel Zegler, and I think she's a good singer. You know, she can't play a good Snow White, but I don't think she's a horrible actress. That's a fair take. I mean, some people feel differently.
I mean, she's a good actress. Like, you know, as long as she does the role justice, that's all that matters.
Singer, but she's not a but she is a horrible person. Yeah, from what we've heard, I mean, she's been spilling more information about. I wonder whether there was an article that came out today about about her breaking her silence on Snow White. Let me see if I can pull it up because there was one.
She said a few things about that stuff, but I mean, with the
When
Sound of
they were
Music,
doing the
that
press tours, she didn't learn from the press tours. I thought the press tours was she needs to shut her mouth.
it's not even that, but she was just saying things that that I'm thinking why do you want Snow White to be portrayed this particular way? Don't you want it to be the original what it was? That's the thing. That's the thing she's not getting at. You're taking away what we loved about Snow White as a Disney film. But yeah, she's a good singer, good actress. I hope that if she is in the Sound of Music, if she does get that role, I hope she just does it justice. I don't want it to be the same thing as it was with both Snow White. We just, whatever. And I understand we don't need no more remakes. We don't need it, especially from that era of that. Within the Sound of Music came out in the 50s, right? So, but we're tired of remakes, man. We want to see new original ideas. The only time I want to see a remake if the film underperformed or it wasn't done the way that it should have been. That's the only time I want to see a remake for a certain film, but not for remakes that were classics. You know what I mean? Makes no sense.
That's very interesting. So Ryan Coogler on how Ironheart could connect to Doomsday. We heard about that. Apparently, Madam Web star Dakota Johnson is being eyed for an upcoming role in the Star Wars project. That's interesting.
That's interesting. I mean, she's not a bad actress. I just think that film the Madam, it just didn't help her. Yeah. It just didn't help her. I'm sorry. That film didn't help her.
For Thunderbolts explains his for Thunderbolts explains his X-Men approach without confirming that he'll direct.
Yeah.
Should we go through this article and see what it said?
Yeah,
even if I were confirmed on that movie, I don't think I would be allowed to answer the question. I guess what I would say is that there's always starts from characters and working with great writers and collaborators and certainly thinking about how to do something differently with any project you take on. And that's as much as I can say. That's interesting.
Okay.
So he sounds like that he's open to big collaborations and, working on the project.
Yeah, that's cool. What did Anthony say? Oh, he said, Chris, there's things in the fairy tale or Snow White that won't work in live action. I think that's why they changed it a little bit. Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I do understand that there's some things that in animation that wouldn't make sense in live action. So I get that. You know what I'm saying? I do get that. But
yeah, let's see. Yeah, I agree. We don't need a remake. I don't think this will be awful.
Oh, is that when Sound of Music came out, Chris? Hold on. Oh, it came out in the 60s. See, I was like 15 years behind when I said 50s, but yeah. But obviously, it was.
I found it was interesting what you said about Cap, Anthony. I found Cap. Let's see, Chris. There's certain things in fairy tale for Snow White that won't work in live action. I think that's why they changed it a bit. Interesting. I know a lot about World War II history. That's definitely fair. That's an interesting perspective for sure. Lots of interesting stuff being talked about here for sure. Who would have thought?
Yeah. Wait, Joe, you did your review on Ballerina, innit? I'm sure you did.
Yes. I did.
Okay, cool, sweet. Right, I'm gonna try and see that this week just to get it off my list. Once I see that film, I'll be happy. I probably will see Mission Impossible as maybe probably sometime next weekend or something, if it's still out.
F1 comes out soon, I think, and that's supposed to be really good. Yeah, I think F1 comes out very soon. quickly. I was looking at the movie app. Still haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon because the whole remake, the whole remake thing just kind of rubbed me the wrong way, even though I heard it was good.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. They it's not even like they brought that to live action as well. But I've heard mixed things about it. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't really know. Like, you know.
The thing about the live action How to
Yeah.
Train Your Dragon is that like it's good in the sense that it's a shot for shot, like there's no changes. But then that's the thing. Why remake this movie?
Yeah,
at all?
why?
It's the
Okay,
same.
that makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah.
They tried to make it feel safe for a cash grab.
Yeah. I mean, they could have continued it on with another sequel or something because that's a film that could have had a sequel. So I don't know, yeah, but that's just how it is, I guess. Really.
Oh, there's early screenings in IMAX for F1 tomorrow at 7.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I need to see that too. I recently watched the Gran Turismo
Comes
movie
out.
because I hadn't seen that in a minute. Well, I hadn't seen that at
Oh, I
all.
love Gran Turismo.
That was a good
Great.
watch. It was a really good watch.
I love David Harbour. Quit shitting on my lawn.
Yeah.
He puked on my lawn. That was great. Yes, this looks like Thursday. It's going to open everywhere. Megan 2 comes out this week.
Oh yeah, Megan 2. Yeah.
Been hearing interesting things about Megan 2.
Yeah. Oh, I heard 28 Days Later. I need to watch that. I need to see that as well.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, I want to watch that when I heard that.
I think
one
that's
was
top of my list.
I-
Those
I-
two,
I heard-
Ballerina, 28 Days Later. I need to see that because I've seen the first one, 28 Days Later. But yeah,
Speaking of remakes, there's gonna be a I Know What You Did Last Summer remake in the works.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
The trailers didn't make it look that good.
I haven't seen any
Wait,
trailers.
isn't
for
that
it.
from the
But maybe it will be
90s?
alright.
I Know What You Did Last Year. Ain't that from the 90s?
Yeah, it was like a '90s slasher.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, they're remaking that now? Really? I don't know. I have to see the trailer to see what again. I still didn't see because it's like when the Until Dawn movie. I did not see that. I didn't bother to see it. I said no. I'm sorry. This don't feel like because if it was the original characters and it felt like the game, or not so much felt like the game, but just had the story there, I'll be like, all right, cool. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the only movies that I'm interested in are 28 Years Later, Superman. Oh,
I
there's
mean,
this.
it's got. Yeah.
There's this one horror movie that's out right now called Her Back, I think, or Look Back. I can't remember what it's called, but supposedly it's really good. I can't remember what it's called. Oh, and there's also that one creepy movie called Weapons, where like all the kids run out of their houses at 2 a.m. I keep getting
I
trailers for
heard
that.
about that.
I also want to see that.
See,
To me,
I mean, it's got Freddie Prinze in it for I Know What You Did Last Summer, but even still, I don't know. I don't know about this film.
Yeah, so it
It's on
says
18th of July.
to me, there's certain horror movies or movies in general that shouldn't be remade because they were the product of the time in the movies, and that those movies were made. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for
28
real. And the horror movies have been at a down for years now.
28 years later, Born Temple comes out next month. Oh, that's cool. Chris Little Nightmare, Little Nightmares 3, October 10th.
Oh yeah, I saw
really?
that October 10th. Yeah, I never really played. I mean, I've seen Little Nightmares 1 and 2 like that, but I've never really. I don't know they're not my type of horrors like that. I don't think, to me, I don't find those type of games that scary to me. To be honest with you, that's just me.
Yeah, let's
personally.
hope.
Maybe
Let's
it's
hope it's good, man. Let's hope it's good. I mean, the
Yeah.
legacy of Michael Jackson is a good one. So.
Yeah, I hope the MJ biopic is good too. They have to get that right. They have to, because this can't be another biopic with like how they did the other ones. So, like, they can get away with like the other ones, but not Michael Jackson.
Yeah, not like this way. No, that's That's pretty good. I think that's interesting. I hope it's good. What does Underground say? Trying to see. Yes, a Christmas music. Hold up. Let's see. Someone said this real quick.
I think if I would have to
If
pick,
you guys had to choose a Marvel or DC hero that hasn't debuted in live action for the director of John Wick franchise to do, who would it be?
Ooh,
Okay, so
Marvel DC, John Wick director. Yeah,
I'm gonna throw a wild one out
Yeah.
there. I think the John Wick directors would do a good Huntress movie, especially after Ballerina.
Yeah.
I think they could do a good Huntress movie.
Okay.
A mob film about what happens to the Bertinellis. Yeah, it was pretty good. I liked that movie.
like the
Rachel.
Huntress or the Question.
Oh, the conscious of Russian.
You think the John Wick guys could do the Question as well?
And for
Oh, he said that hasn't appeared in live action though.
well, the Question hasn't.
Rachel, he said that hasn't.
Oh,
Yeah, question has he not been?
I mean, I think
the Question hasn't been in live action.
No, he ain't. No.
yeah.
The Huntress.
I was
has.
talking about Retro because Retro had said Green Arrow, and I said, oh, he's appeared in live action though. But the question was, if you had to choose a Marvel hero that hasn't debuted in live action for director of John Wick franchise to do, who would it be? I mean, I would say Green Arrow too, but the question says that.
Yeah, who hasn't
has
been
to
in
be
live
someone
action?
that
Something that hasn't been in live action. I could see if we're talking, if it's the John Wick director, it has to be someone who's quite. I could see.
Quite action focused.
Yeah, and it has to be combat as well, like very combat heavy. So
Nightwing film too could happen.
that could be a potential one for Zelensky to do.
Yeah, I think Nightwing would be good. I mean live action film. Yeah, for live action film, that's it. Oh, I'm gonna.
Marvel.
Yeah, as I said, Dick Grayson or Jason Todd for DC, and for Marvel. Well, I mean, we have Punisher. I don't think we're gonna get any Punisher films, but I mean, they could. That'd be great.
Marvel's kind of.
I had a pitch to see. What do you say,
I said
Kenneth?
Marvel's kind of hard to pick because they've already done like.
Yeah, they done Shang-Chi,
That's their
they've
problem.
done
They're running out
they've
of
done
years.
Danny
Done
Rand.
all their good
Right,
years.
yeah, so it's kind of like. Actually, you know what? They could he give it to Danny. Even though Danny Rand's been in live action, I'll say that Danny Rand, the John Wick director with Danny Rand,
They could direct a
they got
proper Iron Fist movie.
Yeah,
Oh.
they could do that shit. I could see them. I could see Zelensky
it's-
doing that.
Oh, the John Wick guy, he could do the not the X-Force in like Deadpool, but there's this other X-Men team that had a Cyclops brother in it that he kept a secret. And like it could be like that maybe. They
That'd
haven't
be cool. That'd be cool. If we got a solo Jason Todd project, I think that would be the best.
Ooh,
thing for them,
yeah.
Because Iron Fist would be good. I think Iron Fist or Jason Todd, because a solo with how good Red Hood is with guns, we better get a live action Red Hood project by himself, man. Red Hood just killing people in Gotham, that would make money.
Yeah, it would. I agree.
You can make it low budget, but you can make it like epic choreography and just brutal. It'd be like Deadpool, but with being more serious, right? So like you'd make him kill everybody. I would pitch James Gunn my Scarecrow idea when he kidnaps people for fun, like Jigsaw, and Batman turns up at the end to save them, but these people need to survive with the toxins. Would make sense for the it would make sense for the Midnight Suns.
Mm.
I'm also going to throw another one out there, even though a lot of people have pulled out other directors.
Yeah.
When they finally get their shit together, the John Wick guys could definitely do Blade well. I think
Yeah,
Blade would be
I can
handled.
see them doing that. Yeah. 100%. Now that he Anthony.
And I think Chad said he wanted to do Blade, but he's too busy in his schedule with Highlander.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of which, Chris, Highlander, dude, Henry Cavill and Russell Crowe. Did you see that, bro?
I think so. Hold on.
They got them for the new Highlander movie that the John Wick guys are doing.
I haven't
have
seen the trailer yet.
Henry Cavill
but yeah.
and Russell Crowe. There's not a trailer yet, but they
Okay.
broke the news that they're both going to be in the film.
Okay, good.
So it's only like it's almost like a Man of Steel reunion with those two.
Yeah, no, for real.
Father and son. It's kind of crazy. No, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I can see them do Blade. I can see them do even because the Midnight Suns is interesting because you got Blade, Ghost Rider. So yeah, you could see them do what the John Wick guys doing Midnight Suns for sure.
To be honest, Chicken Run is 25 years old today. Wow.
Chicken Run, you know.
To be honest, I think Chad would have done well with the Black Widow movie. To be honest, yeah, after Ballerina, he would have. I said that in my Ballerina review, Anthony. Go back and watch my Ballerina review. I said Ballerina is a better Black Widow movie than the Black Widow movie because it's basically the Black Widow movie. It even has a sister assassin subplot, but it's better written, better handled, and it feels like Black Widow because of the whole Russian spy assassin angle. Like it's very Black Widow. What do you guys like as a Scarecrow movie? I like what you guys said. I like what you said, Retroad. I think the idea of him being kind of like Jigsaw would be fun. Very much like playing games with people and doing crazy stuff. I personally want a movie where it's a better version of Arkham Knight with later down in the DCU, where you have Batman dealing with. I'd love to see Jason, because even though Jason's gonna be a good guy in the Bat family, I think there might be a point in Jason's career where he might dip his toes in the darkness.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And
yeah.
Scarecrow manipulate him. Yeah, I think she'd be a great Talia for the Brave and the Bold. She definitely has the moves to pull off Talia. Okay. For me, Blade and Midnight Suns movie need to have a guy who knows how to work with vampires and supernatural stuff. So I think Kevin might target Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love Guillermo del Toro to direct Midnight Suns and Blade. But here's the thing. I think he'd direct Midnight Suns. I don't think he would have any interest in Blade. But here's the problem with that, right? Guillermo del Toro and James Gunn are friends, and James Gunn and Guillermo del Toro have been talking about that they want to do a Justice League Dark film at some point. So,
okay. That'd be
so
cool.
like he said, it wasn't out of the possibility. But if there was time to do both, I'd be down.
Yeah.
I don't know about Blade. I've never really seen Guillermo del Toro have interest in any like martial arts.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
And action is a must for Blade.
It's funny with Blade because the guy that directed the original films back in the day, he come out and said like he called Marvel and said, "Oh yeah, do you guys need help?" And they were like, "No, we're good, we got this." So I'm like, bro, just get the guy to come back and actually like, you know, just get him to write something again because, bro, we need help. They need help. They need help to write this Blade movie, fam. Like it's been a sham ever since like we've been like teased about this, man. Yeah,
we definitely need to get some
like,
help.
Seriously,
sure.
Like honestly, like the guy wrote 3 Blade films. Blade was a success in the late 90s, early 2000s. Just let it be what it is. Like, you know what I mean? But it's been how many? It's been almost 10 years now since we've not had a Blade film, so might as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. For the Batman universe for Matt Reeves, would it make sense to introduce a guy like Oliver Queen because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing on that. I don't think that you're going to see. Well, they said villains. So here's the thing. I don't think with Matt Reeves' Batman stuff, I don't think he wants to have any other heroes. I don't even think in Matt Reeves' universe we're ever going to get Robin.
Yeah.
Like, I know people have thought that we might, but yeah, Blade 3 was bad. But I think always just going to the DCU, man. I don't think as much as he's a great grounded character, I don't think that. But here's something I will say that you will get. Here's something I believe that could happen. I think they might wait a little bit to introduce the DCU Oliver, and that's why we're not getting casting yet.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to it won't be canon to the DCU, but if we're going to do Elseworlds, I think you give Stephen Amell, it wouldn't be Arrow, it would be like Arrow-centric, but I think they should give Steven one more like Elseworld little project of maybe in like the Spectre world, have Oliver trapped in a prison again with like other villains and let them do a rated R TVMA Arrow like Steven wanted, so he can play that rated R version he always wanted to once.
I hear it.
I want to see that. I think while we have things like Peacemaker out there,
Yeah.
we need a dark we need DC to have their
Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying.
their
Because when
right?
they do their dark, when DC goes into their dark elements, they've always been pretty much on point when they've done it, and there's not been like that's the thing with Marvel. I've always been bothered about is that whenever they do dark elements, they bring in the comedy aspect, and I'm just like, come on, man, we don't need too much comedy with darkness.
I have a good pitch I have a good pitch for a DC Elseworld project for a new version of Arrow show. And what I want to and what I want to call it, even if it's a limited show, I want it to be just centered around Green Arrow and the Longbow Hunters, since they missed. So what I would love, we talked about with Elseworlds, right?
Yeah.
Here's what they do: adapt Longbow Hunters accurately, like the actual comic. Because with DC, the problem with Marvel is we're not getting faithful adaptations. Now the DCU is going to do their thing; they're going to be inspired by comics. But James Gunn wants to do these Elseworlds, these adaptations of different characters, right? So let Steven play an Elseworlds Green Arrow where it's. I would love Emilio back in a Green Arrow Batman Dark Knight Returns live action Elseworlds. Yeah, I think you could have him come back twice. I want to see him in his prime first. I want to see him where he's absolutely ruthless and taking on. I want a real Ricardo Diaz. Ooh, that brings up my idea for my That's what I could do because that was my idea. I was gonna do that fan casting. Because I remember I saw that fan casting last week when we did the show. You weren't here, Chris, but I saw a fan casting of the guy from Warrior. His name is Andrew Koji, right?
Yeah, I know who that is. Yeah.
And I want to see Andrew Koji versus Stephen Amell. So I want to see Andrew Koji bulk up and play Ricardo Diaz, and I want to see him fight Oliver in a rated R show and have the Longbow Hunters.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's actually
And so what I want to have happen in this show is I don't want there to be a Team Arrow. I just like Stephen Amell says in my favorite line when I met him, we're never supposed to have partners. There was never supposed to be a Green Arrow. There was never supposed to be a Team Arrow. Like I want just Oliver on his own.
Honestly, yeah.
Now, if they did do a team dynamic, I kind of want to Brave and the Bold thing. So like maybe do since we never got to see him developed in Arrow, maybe Oliver and Connor. So maybe make it in the future where Oliver and Connor get to team up as father and son.
So we see that point of view. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I would like that. Which villain or hero Marvel would you like to see Norman Reedus play as? Like, I guess for Marvel, the only one
I've seen, bro. I'm just Ghost Rider. I'm sorry, Ghost Rider. That's him all over. That's him all over.
Do you think Norman Reedus is the best person to play MCU Ghost Rider? Like, you think that's out of all the candidates? You think that's the guy?
I personally think he's got.
I'll be honest. After I saw him in Ballerina, because he's in Ballerina, his acting chops are still pretty good. I think he could do it. He still moves pretty good. I want to see Marvel do Phantom Rider, Carter Slade special presentation of limited 6 or 7 episodes shown where a point during his career is Ghost Rider. Does he translate to Phantom? Oh, that'd be cool. I would laugh if we don't get Blade and DC is like, we'll give you Batman versus Dracula.
Imagine if we get Batman versus Dracula.
That'd be hilarious. You know what would make me that even funnier? Imagine Mahershala Ali comes over and plays Dracula. Just like, hey,
bro.
You didn't get to play the Daywalker, but you get to play the vampire, the lead vampire.
That would be fun.
I understand why people want Johnny or Danny. I think Ghost Rider they're going to use is Robbie. Yeah. I mean, even though because we just had Robbie Reyes in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they could always recast him and do something different.
Yeah.
But everyone likes Norman Reedus with the motorcycles. Do you think they'd go with the car? They could.
They could.
Hey, Joe, is the stream pre-recorded or is it a broadcast? It's a broadcast. We're live right now. We're live right now. So I like that take. I think, Robbie Reyes would be good. No Robbie Keane. Oh, I can't see Robbie Keane's comments in here. What about Robbie Keane Underground? Did he say something in here? Or you just bringing up Robbie? Oh, not Robbie. No, not Robbie Keane. Oh, I see. So they're talking about Robbie Reyes. Now I get it. I would laugh even if he cast as Martian Manhunter. Yeah, bro. They better hurry up and do something with Mahershala Ali, man, because DC gonna snatch him
Yeah,
up.
for real, honestly.
Bro, he'd be a fire Martian Manhunter, bro.
I think he would be fine at this that.
And I can see him doing Martian Manhunter because he wouldn't have to do some of the stuff.
Yeah,
we were just.
That's what I'm saying. Like the martial arts, all that sort of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, like that's great, but you know, he didn't spend his life like Wesley Snipes, where he can still move in his 70s. The best thing for Marvel to do with Blade is to let one more do Old Man Blade and let one more just true Blade film come out.
Yeah.
But let it be in the fashion of Wesley Snipes Blade that's already established. Yeah. And do an Elseworld story for Marvel where it's just Blade by himself kicking ass.
Yeah.
And give him a send-off. That's all you can really do. Let's see. Yeah, the drama's pretty bad. For me, it never made sense to choose a Guidance 50s actor to play Blade. You should have gone with younger actor, then you can build a Blade universe around. Yeah, that would have made sense. I agree with that take. I think you could have done something with that.
All right, cool. So what time is it? Oh, it's 12 a.m. All right, cool. All right, let me head off, man, because I've got work in the morning. But I just wanted to catch up with everybody again.
Yeah, he's got some good action experience. And after he was Hawkman, I wouldn't mind seeing him do something like that. I would be cool. Oh, you're gonna head out?
Yeah, I got work in the morning, man. But it's good catching up with everybody again. We got next week again. Yeah, next week as usual.
No worries.
Yeah, man. All right, chat. See ya.
That's all good, man. Same time next week, so it should be good.
See ya.
Yeah, I like that idea, Anthony. To be honest, I've been kind of looking at that actor for I want to see Batman have the Green Lantern ring in the DCU against Dark. So that I want to answer that right away, Retrolad. That for me is the moment where DC can find a way to get their most crowd service, fan service moment better than Cap wielding Mjolnir in Endgame, right? Because that would be like the DC equivalent of that. But I'm sorry, Thor's hammer's cool. But do you know what Batman would do with a fucking Green Lantern ring, bro? Dude, you do not give that man a Green Lantern ring. That man is going to be a menace with that thing. And dude, again, a fight against him fighting Darkseid. That's what I hated about. That's what I hated about the DC Extended Universe Batman. Whenever Batman saw a dangerous foe like Doomsday, when they're fighting Doomsday with their like mini Trinity. Wonder Woman and Superman are laying the smackdown on him, but Batman just keeps like shooting grenades at him and then keeps doing grappling hooking away and just like, nah, man, land some fucking combos on that, bro. Give him some Green Lantern ring and start dispensing some justice. Like if you play Injustice 2, he fights with Kryptonite almost like he's developed Kryptonite into like a Green Lantern ring style, which is kind of crazy. So I'd love to see, Batman with the Green Lantern ring would slap. Underground, do we have an update on when you guys are doing your other podcast? I'll do a video about it, Retro.
I don't know, honestly.
And hopefully James will see it. Oh, you didn't hear anything? Dude, some of these fan films are just crazy. I was just looking at a fan video of someone dressed in Luke Skywalker from Empire Strikes Back. And then they're training with someone that's dressed as Mara Jade. I'm like, what we could have had, bro. Just like, what? Just blows my mind. Yeah, dude, I'm definitely going to do something. Should stream some Injustice 1 and 2 stories soon. I don't think I have Injustice 1, but I was thinking about streaming Injustice 2 today. What if I play the story on live stream tonight from the beginning?
So Tyrell said it will be around 7 p.m. his time.
Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely have wanted to stream Injustice 2 some more because I was gonna do a stream where I played as only Superman and Supergirl to get ready for Superman. So that was something I was thinking of. Yeah, so I definitely agree with that. That would be cool. I'm trying to decide to see what the vibe is right now. You can get Injustice 1 very cheap, Joe. We could see the Injustice comics. Yeah, I just don't have money right now. I'm sure I can get a good deal on it. I just don't have funds right now. But I have Injustice 2. Or maybe I did get Injustice 1. I'll have to look. I know I have Injustice 2, but I can see if I can get Injustice 1. But I definitely am hoping to play some DC Fortnite with some people tonight as well. Trying to think. You guys still down for should I get ready to end the stream pretty soon? Should we start our movie stuff? Are you guys feeling up to it?
Um,
Or are you gonna kind of wait for Tyrell's stream?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to you.
What are you feeling? Are you gonna go in that stream, or what are you kind of?
The,
Get him. Get brother.
there's some things that you have to do first, but
Yes, we're gonna watch Superman Returns.
but I can but I can join after.
Are you gonna join his later?
Yours after.
Okay. Well, I might wait a little bit just so I can get more videos done because I have a lot more videos that I'm working on.
Okay.
Because before the podcast, I started working. I uploaded one. Well, I didn't upload it, but I did what's it called? I'm gonna head out. Just update me whenever. Yeah, I'll message you when we're ready. When you watching Superman Returns, I think we'll do it later tonight because it seems like we gotta wait for Underground to be. Oh, Kenna's gone now, or she must have been. Maybe she had to leave. I think we'll do it later tonight because I know they gotta go do their other Miyagi Kai podcast later. I'm gonna head out. Just update me whenever. Yes, I will. Okay, Kenna, I will update you later. Good stream, guys. Crap. That's not fun. The computer just fell off the table, like the cord just decided to trip.
Oh no.
It's okay. Nothing bad happened. It's all good. No, but I think we'll watch Returns tonight. So that's planned already.
Yeah,
That's set up.
because I really want to watch because I really want to see that.
Yeah, I want to watch Superman Returns. And if we have time, we can do Man of Steel tonight too. Otherwise, we'll save Man of Steel for the next time that we all get together.
All right. All good.
Because I know you said that you were going to that you had plans this week.
Yeah.
So if we get Returns done, we might just move Man of Steel for another night and get that focused on later. but that's okay because we still have time. We still got plenty of time right now. So like what we could do is, because you're busy this week, maybe Monday we go and watch Man of Steel. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, we start watching the animated series.
Wait. No. Hold on. Wait. No. Scratch that. I am free until Friday of this week.
Okay, so then Wednesday, so tomorrow we could watch Man of Steel, and then Thursday we can start the animated series together.
All right.
Because the animated series will be more of a binge, so we'll just watch whatever episodes we get up to, and then we can continue every time that you come back. Because I don't think Kenna's gonna watch the animated series list. She likes to watch animated stuff by herself.
Yeah.
So I like to do the watch parties in general. I just think it's fun to strike up conversations when you're enjoying watching a show with someone. So
Yeah.
I like the watch parties for every show.
Yeah. And I am just glad that Restream finally is letting me in your podcast on Restream now.
Yeah. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, me too.
What about Superman Unbound after Man of Steel? Oh, do you think we should do some of the animated movies before the animated show? Okay. We could do that. We could dive into those animated movies before going really hard on the animated series. That's a good idea. I'm not against that. Oh, Joan Campio just got out of the theater to watch Jurassic World Rebirth. Wonder what he had to say.
Oh my God.
Yeah, all right, guys, we're gonna end this stream. Underground, keep me posted when you guys are done with the stuff. Yeah,
All
I
right.
definitely want to do the animated movies.
I will.
We'll do Man of Steel tomorrow, and then Monday we'll pick back up with the animated films. All right, so let me know when you're ready, Underground. Thanks, guys.
All
I'm
right.
going to probably be streaming some games in a little bit, but I'm going to release content for you guys first. So get ready for more videos coming. And then also, after I take a quick little snack break, we're going to watch Returns tonight, though. So Returns is the plan. Yeah, I love Returns, Retroad. So we'll watch Returns, and then yeah, more videos coming tonight, and I think I'm gonna stream it a little bit. So if you guys want to come watch me stream some games, I'll be around as soon as I finish the next set of videos I'm working on. So well, thanks for coming to the podcast, guys. We're gonna end Legions here. Hopefully, we'll see you in more streams tonight and more videos. And as always, hit the like, share, and subscribe. And have a great day.